just have humility. So if you come into a lot of life situations where you simply just say, I suck and I don't know anything, most people suck and they don't know anything. If you come into a decision in your life, a major decision in your life, you're going to default and think in a far different way, right? If you presume coming into a situation that your highest likelihood is failure, is disaster, that things are not going to work out, um, you will make a decision far different than you do if you come into it believing that you are going to be highly successful. Now, here's the rub, right? So, um, here's the truth. The truth is that most things that you do in life, you will fail at it. It will not work out as planned. Ask anybody that has wanted to become a pro baseball player, a CEO, a professor and a tenured professor in a prestigious school, um, um, a inventor, a it doesn't matter the number of different things that you pick. Um, it does not matter. A highly successful marriage, right? Where the statistics are somewhere around, I think it's about 40% of all marriages and in divorce, right? Like it's significantly high. Um, and the presumption is that you come into it thinking that it's going to be successful. It's all going to work out, and you are going to do everything right. Now, if you come into it, I'm going to sort of pay argue that I think it's actually quite wise to come into it thinking you're going to fail and you're going to make decisions differently. But I want a caveat. So this caveat is that there is a group of people that are highly pessimistic about the world. And I would say it's a significant majority where they self select out of things because they think that they're going to fail at it and they never pursue that particular thing, right? That they never take a chance on somebody that who could potentially be a a big bet for them, right? They could be their best, it could be that the person that they stay close to for the rest of their life. It, you might fail in terms of jumping on a business opportunity because you think it might not work out. Um, Many times we're scared to interact with people, places, and things because we know that the odds are not that great, right? Like a number of people that have decided that they'll never start a business, they'll never do anything entrepreneurial because your odds are 7 to 1 against you, right? Most businesses actually fail, or whatever that number is, and that depends on where you look. Um, that they're never going to pursue this thing. Now, on that side, I would suggest for you to eke out a little bit, and this is how to eke out a little bit on both sides, is to bet on it failing and to ensure that you have resources on it failing, but still act on it, still try that particular thing. And that's where you start tiny and you start so small that it doesn't matter. And then you divvy out what is the worst possible scenario, and if that worst possible scenario is that you don't know anything and all things go to hell, then you have bet and have placed bets in different ways, and you've thought about things in different ways than you currently have, right? So to give you an idea, um, think about the business environment, or starting a business, for example. Instead of starting a business as I am going to burn my bridges and start everything and, quit my job and do all that kind of stuff. That's insane to do that. That is such a terrible idea. Like, warning, never do that. Um, it might work out for one person, but man, it's not going to work out for 20. So instead of doing that, work, figure out a way to do things on the side. Figure out a way that you can continuously do things. Figure out a way, even so, if you do jump, right? That it's at a point in your life where you have a significant savings that doesn't hurt. Or figure out a way that as you're making money in your entrepreneurial venture, that you are socking a boatload of money away in other bets that can do well and that is more guaranteed to actually do well than the entrepreneurial venture, right? So, for example, we invest the bulk of our money into simple mutual funds and index funds, so the largest companies in the world, for our retirement in terms of what we're actually going to do. I'm not going to bet anything on the reciprocity project at this moment beyond what we can actually afford a small amount. Like that's insane. I'm not going to bet that on my career either. I'm not going to bet that I'm going to do this forever as a professor. Um, I'm not going to bet that this is going to be my salary. That's insane. Like you're setting yourself up for failure if you think of your life in that particular way. So I'm never going to bet on that. I'm always going to think about what are ways that I can diversify the risks that I actually have so that I could just walk away and not care. Um, thinking about relationships, right? Like, hey, why don't if I know that most of these relationships kind of not work out, why don't I um, try a bunch of relationships, see who it is that I find interesting in, but then jump into it, make an effort in terms of changing these things, actually put in the effort to change that dial so that you're not just a probability that this thing is going to fail for you. This relationship is not going to work out for you, but put in that effort where you unreasonably um, put in the effort beyond what is actually expected, and you continuously do that time in and time again until you've actually built a solid foundation where multiple people believe that this thing is gonna work out. I think, and to within reason, obviously, because things don't work out, and you have to look for other things sometimes. But knowing that that happens, really work on that. Like work on the fact. Go into things knowing it's not going to work out. Like the number of times I look at somebody, I'm like, yeah, you're probably going to burn me, right? Like in terms of interactions that I have, but I'll take a chance. Um, it hurts when you get burnt. That never is easy, right? Like if you invest in something and it goes bankrupt, that's never easy. But then you got to say in your head, I'm okay with that. It was a chance. It was the information I had coming into it, and I'm not going to let myself get messed up from that. I'm going to keep going forward, and I'm going to look for all these opportunities to diversify, build stability, make sure that I am never, ever wedded to one particular thing, and so that we've got stability, and I can, if somebody doesn't treat me right, I just cut it off and go on to the next thing. Right? It's not my problem that they didn't treat me right, right? So, thinking about this, all of these life experiences that you have, thinking about diversifying, and this is just real basic financial knowledge that I think people forget about is that, things don't work out, so you diversify, right? But but here's the thing: in order to make things work, you have to invest sometimes beyond reasonable and being unreasonable with it. Um, but then you invest, if that's the case, you invest small amounts, and you build that stability for when it doesn't work out, where you're just like, yeah, whatevs. It's your problem, not mine. And building that within your life, where you have stability, you're placing bets on things, which means the most of what you're actually doing, the bets that you're placing on very, very stable things that are doing really well, and that you're like, yeah, put 99% of my belief is that it's going to work out, but then also putting bets on crazy things that you would never expect to work out, and investing, beyond for that crazy thing, which is a small amount, what you think would be completely rational, just to see if it would actually work out, and that will actually make you have fun along the way. All right, so hopefully this helps. Good luck with it all. All right, take care and have a wonderful day.